the camera, is that I read in people, if I work on them just to check, I usually check on everybody like every month, and I find a 4 or 5 foot parasite, and I worked on them last month. They had none, absolutely none. So, and this is new. Remember I told you keep finding new things. So I asked and figured out, is these spores, when they go into our body, because we're breathing so much radiation, our bodies, they say in 5 years, a lot of us will glow in the dark. And that was on TV, yeah. Just not a big glow, but you know, there'll be a hue there.
Well, do you think the human aura glows?
Well,
so we glow already?
We do, but a lot of people don't see it. Okay, this was going to be something that everybody can see if you're in the dark. But what happens is when they come into contact with the radiation that's in all your cells, you see, they grow fast. Radiation makes everything go very fast. So if they had, spores can be on vegetables. So vegetarians are just as prone to this as anybody. Sometimes there's actually more spores on lettuce than anything else. But when they come in contact with the radiation, so when I work on someone and see that big of a parasite, I realize that all the negative things that we have in our body are amping up or, replicating, getting bigger very fast. And I have not found one client, not one, the first time I work on them, that they don't at least have a 20-foot parasite in the small intestine that they've had since a child. That's how long they take to grow.
Do they live that long?
Oh, yes, honey. They spawn their own mate. So I always say they have a wife, and then they have children. And so when you get the husband out, if you get him out, the wife will dutifully follow. Just so right along after him, and then to him. Yeah, that's right. I was chopping a worm over there. Right. And then and all their kids then follow mommy. So you get the whole family out by chopping up the dad. And what I do is I actually energetically, this is chopping them all up so you don't see it. But I have to tell you a funny story really quick. This was about maybe a year and a half ago, because this is an evolving gift, right? So I learned to chop them up very well. Someone actually found that big of a head in the toilet with the mouth open just like that, and a pink tongue inside, and eyes and everything else. And after that, she didn't want to go to the bathroom anymore. So I just now chop it really good so nobody sees it. That's how big they are, though. And so they're getting at least half of your nutrition. So when I get those out of somebody, they're absorbing more nutrition. And very often what the body has done, because I moved a 40-footer the other day, kill you. I mean, I was going, oh my gosh, I hope
How much do these things weigh?
Well, let's ask. Don't forget, because I don't know. Maybe it depends on what dinner was. Okay. So count 0, 1, 2, 3. We're counting pounds.
0, 1, 2, 3.
They can weigh up to 4.5 pounds. But even a long one I'm getting can not weigh as much. It depends on whether it's a fat one or, or a tapeworm or whatever, But so anyway, I chop those up. And what we have to know is that as long as you get checked, and anything we get out every month, you see, it doesn't cause a problem. But what I was telling you, the body actually has done, and I've had to reroute it in people. It's using that energetic stitching a little bit, called energetic surgery, is a lot of times the body goes, liver, gallbladder, spleen, around, and then totally bypasses the small intestine and has actually created a way to go directly into the large intestine. Reason being because there's a big tapeworm or a big worm family in there. Do you see? And there's no room. So you would die. Poisoning goes backwards. So to save your life, it skips the small intestine and goes right into the large intestine. And then you're not getting as many nutrients. So I undo that, clear out the parasite, and hook it up again. And I have to warn everybody about pork nowadays. If I work on anybody who has eaten pork, of my regular clients or something, in 1 month or 3 weeks, they have a ball of worms this big in their brain, and each one is about 1/2 inch long, like a knitting ball, wiggling. And that's in 3 weeks. Because they're feeding pork now, not all vegetables. They're actually feeding it dead cows and, stuff that has a lot of stuff in it. So we get it really quick. So pork is one thing I don't think we should eat at all anymore. So, but anyway, I think that takes care of food. Is there anything you want to eat, honey? Let me ask whether it's okay.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Well, we'll just show you how I work here. Okay. And
dark chocolate.
Well, guess what? That's the best kind. I don't take everything away from everybody. In fact, I'll skirt everywhere to get a cracker or something you like, but not a McDonald's and not a Twinkie. And okay, so for you, okay, here we go. I just kind of shown what I would do. Actually, chocolate is very good for you.
Woohoo!
But
Woohoo!
how much do you eat at a sitting?
Oh, I don't know. Probably an ounce or two.
Count 0, 1, 2, 3.
0, 1, 2, 3.
An ounce, no more than an ounce in a day. But the other thing is it has to be dark chocolate, okay? And I believe there's only 2 kinds that I've found, unless somebody shows me another kind. Paul Newman's, excellent. All his products are
They are amazing, yes.
But he knew about chromium, he knew about the he knew about all this, okay? And the other one is, I think it's Giraldi's, or someone can pronounce it for me, but there's a G-E-R, I can see it.
I find that one too emulsified. I don't like that one as well, but I'm going to try the Paul Newman's.
Okay. Either one for you, so go for the Paul Newman's.
Okay, thank you.
Now, if I ask somebody else, it might come up. You have a tendency towards a little bit of sugar problems, so best if you don't. And a lot of people, I always would tell everyone, if you can't stop at an ounce, don't start. Because what happens then is it throws off blood sugar. But a little bit a day is actually very good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. I will go eat my ounce of chocolate right after this.
And I want to tell everybody, too, that when I have a client, I don't know, I hope it never gets that I can't handle everyone, but we really develop a relationship. So if anybody doesn't feel good, like in the month between or whatever, absolutely, they call me, and I'll always call you back. You know, maybe I don't get the phone, I'm busy all day, but I'll call you in the evening or the next day. If somebody gets sick from a chemtrail in the middle, call me up. If I can detox you from that chemtrail in 5-8 minutes, I do it for nothing. If it's more involved because you haven't been eating right or whatever, $10 to suddenly go from a minus whatever up to about a 60 or a 70, you can go to the pharmacy and get something you can buy a beer or something to get you feel better for that.
Oh, speaking of beer, what about alcoholic beverages? Are they good for people generally or just not?
Let's put it this way. Good for the mind, good for the body, whatever. Say, are they ever good for us? Say, are they?
Are they?
No. But does the body tolerate a certain amount? Because sometimes good for the chi of sociability, you know, being social or whatever, that's also good. And that is correct. The thing is now you got to understand that they are, and I call them, say Kenshi, just so I check in myself.
Kenshi.
Yes. Sometimes, at TV, I'm going, okay, I got to be really careful not to say too much. Call them Illuminati. So long story short, they're, I think I mentioned that earlier anyway, is they're also being bought and sold the stock rights. So if you drink beer, I tell people, call me up. And we'll go over the kinds, and I'll tell you which one is fine. I'll also tell you not to drink more than X amount because I'll read your chemistry. Do you see? Mm-hmm. And actually, wine, liquor, I think there's only 2 vodkas. I think one is Grey Goose and there's another one. But anyway, I read all of that because you don't want to have arsenic, melamine, or chromium and the alcohol in there. And believe it or not, I even read... I don't think anyone's asked me yet, but marijuana or whatever, because a lot of my clients, people do smoke marijuana. So I say the only thing I ask is that you don't tell me who you get it from, because that puts me in more danger. So they think it in their head. I've got to tell you, I just say to someone, anything like that, I say, where are you getting it from? Put it in your head, but do not say it out loud. But tell me when you're ready. And when they're ready, if it's bad, I just say, oh God, you need to get a different supplier because that's got chromium in it. And it's taken down your whatever. And I do that with alcohol too. But with any kind of drug, I don't want to know because, it just puts me in more danger to know where they get stuff. So they think it in their head. Yeah, and believe it or not, first time the other day, someone said, do you do marijuana or anything? I'm not going to get mad. I said, this is not. But, she had really bad, and she got it at a Christmas party where some people were smoking marijuana. So once again, secondhand smoke. The problem is that person's marijuana was tainted with mega levels of arsenic. She had it as if she had smoked. So I really had to detox her. But it wasn't her, so she didn't know who we got it from. I just said, well, anytime you do this, call me up. And see, that's the nice thing. We have a relationship. And if you don't feel good, I'll let you know, you ate one food or no, you did this. And then you know what it is. So you learn about your body. Do you see?